Hello everyone, this is God and Center with Matthew. Today we're still in the book of Job, but I've skipped quite a few chapters, and we're into chapter 10, Job's pleading with God. The last two lessons, the devil and God's been talking, and God's allowed the devil to do these things to Job. And now Job's, there's been a whole lot of stuff went on since then. I've been reading, but this is where I'm at. It's chapter 10. My soul loves my life. I will give free course to my complaint. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Show me why you contended with me. Does it seem good to you that you should oppress, that you should despise the work of your hands, and smile on the counsel of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh, or do you see as man sees? Okay, so I'm going to stop there. This part right here, it just now came to me. I didn't really think about it before, but he's talking about right here. Do you have the eyes of flesh, or do you have eyes of flesh, or do you see as man sees? Of course not, because he's God. But like, that's when Jesus came down. God came down and was born into flesh, which was Jesus. So Jesus was able to do what Job's asked him these things right here. So evidently, Job's supposed to be one of the most holy guys here on earth at this moment, and also the richest. He's not only the wealthiest, but he's also the most holiest guy. But God has allowed the devil to do some catastrophic stuff to him. And now his health's declining really bad. Not only did the bad stuff happen, but now he's got these boils and sores all over him, and it's hurting him to even wake up and live. So Job's pleading with him and asked him, I guess, Job, all of us do something. All of us do something that's not holy and that's not right. And that's what Job's basically asked him. Do you have eyes of flesh, and do you have... you see as man sees? Because it's hard. It's hard living this flesh. This flesh is what causes us to sin. The only thing that keeps us is the Spirit, and you need to be baptized to actually have the Spirit of God within you. It talks all through this book about the baptism and stuff. The baptism hasn't happened yet, though. Job's asked him this question. This directly relates to what's going to happen in the future, because God does come down, and he does have eyes of flesh, and he does see as man sees once he is Jesus, once Jesus is here. So I'm going to go down to verse 5. Are your days like the days of the mortal man? Or are your years like the days of a mighty man? What that you should seek for my iniquity, and search out my sin. Also you know that I am not wicked, and there is no one who can deliver from your hand. So Job's telling him, I'm not wicked. So why is this stuff happening? Because it preaches about God punishing all these wicked people. And Job knows he's not wicked. Some of us out here knows we're not wicked, and then but there's things happen in our life, and we wonder why it's happening. The devil gets to run wild down there. The devil's the one running wild here on this earth, and the devil's the one wreaking havoc and causing problems. God does allow it to happen. That part I can't answer why God allows the devil to wreak havoc on our lives, but he does. So that's what I'm not trying to mix politics with religion, but this is the prayer I prayed, basically because I've been reading this book of Job, And I just pray to God, that if them people really did cheat, and you allow the devil to let that stuff happen, then please don't make us go through another day of that. Like please let everything be restored back. And so this is what Job's pleading with God. So I seen that worked with Job. I'm not saying it's going to work every time or whatever, but I'm seeing this going through Job. That I knew that the whole country wasn't like the majority of the country wasn't feeling that way. So I pled with God to take Satan's hand off this country. And I think that a lot of people was praying similar prayers, maybe not exactly like that, but we need as a country to keep praying. Just because a lot of people got what they wanted, a lot of people didn't. So you got people laminating right now that's crying and whining, like we was crying and whining 4 years ago. I pray that we can keep praying. And we need to unify as a country instead of being all separate things. I don't really know. There's some evil people in this country, and there's some good people, and there's some confused people. So I'm hoping that we, as the good people, and we as the Christians, can bring the evil people from turn them from their ways and straighten out the confused people. If we can start praying that, and try to work on bringing the bad people into being good, and we can bring the confused people into not being confused anymore, then that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do as a country. So I pray anybody watching this can help work on this. It's hard though. It's hard, and there's some people that just never will change. It's just one of them sad realities that, like, some people are just stuck and that's just where they're going to be at. And I just pray anybody watching that feels like that they're confused or don't know, I pray they pick up the Word and they start reading this for themselves instead of just listening and just agreeing with what. So some of these pastors are out there just trying to make money, and they're out manipulating and twisting these scriptures around for their benefit. I'm not trying to twist nothing around. I'm here because God wants me here. I was frustrated last night. I couldn't. I was just tired, man. I've just been a long week at work, and my sugar was high. My sugar's been being high. I got to try to level that out, and I couldn't see good. I still can't see good to read this morning. So I just pray anybody watching will help pray for my health to return. This little girl right here, she ain't feeling too good either. Oh man, I'm in one of them Job moments as far as my health is getting attacked right now. I rebuke Satan in the name of Jesus on all that. So we're going to go into. I'm going to go back to verse. I don't know if I was at verse 8 or where. I'm going to go to verse 8. Your hand have made me and fashioned me, and track unity. Yet you would destroy me. Remember, I pray that you have made me like clay, and you will turn me into dust again. Did you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? Clothe me with skin of flesh and knit me together with bones and sinews. You have granted me life and favor, and you have cared, and your care has preserved my spirit. So what he's saying is, like, the body. He gave us a body that decays. I'm middle aged right now. So once I was a baby, and then I became a youth, and everything was good, and then we start decaying and we start having problems. So we age. But our spirit still stays there. So he's saying My body and my flesh is broken, but my spirit still stays. My spirit is still here, God. You have preserved, you care as preserved my spirit. So so that's what we need to be whenever bad things happen in this world, or bad things happen to us, or we start getting sick, or just things ain't going the way we want it to go. We gotta stay good at spirit and just realize that, like, this stuff will pass. You know, we're not gonna. This is not our permanent home. Our permanent home is not here. So let's just keep good spirit. That one day we will be in heaven and we will be with God, and everything's going to be way better than it is here. Like, we can't even imagine the things that God has for us. You know, it's just we got to make it to that point. You know, we have to keep our spirits up and keep with what's going on. You know, just try not to do evil, and trying to do good by people, and you know, the baptism is a very important thing, but we just got to keep our spirits up. And these things you have hidden in your heart. I know that it was with you. If I sin, then you mark me, and will not accept me of my iniquity. If I am wicked, woe to me. Even if I am righteous, I cannot lift up my head. I am full of disgrace. See my misery. So he's saying they mark. So we are basically marked. I mean, you know, there's a book of life, and either you're in it or you're not. And if you hadn't been baptized, you're not getting in. I mean, I hate to say that. But like, this is the truth. I don't want to deny anybody the truth of what the reality of this is. We have to be baptized. We have to be born again, and none of this stuff was going on then. But this is working into that. I mean, I didn't even realize that some of this even correlated, you know, with Jesus coming. You know, that's what I'm seeing, though. That's what I'm seeing. That's what God's revealing with me. This is all leading up into that. If my head is exalted, you hunt me like a fierce lion. And again, you show yourself awesome against me. You renew your witness against me, and increase your indignation towards me. Changes in war are ever with me. Why then have you brought me out of the womb? Oh, that I had perished, and no eyes have seen me. So this is back when he's said this several times, and I mentioned something about it in the last thing. He's asking why he's even born. He's going through so much trouble right now. He's regretting the day he was born, asking God, why did you even allow me to be born if you was going to put me through this? You know. Sometimes God puts us through things to where we can go through it, and we can come out the other end, and we can be of help to other people that's going through the same thing. I went through many years of hell with the drug and alcohol addiction and other little things, and now I've came out the other end, and I am able to be of help. I have started doing the meetings again. I didn't go to an AA meeting in like 6 months, and I finally started going to this little one up here in Warrior. And I'm gonna go to church today, but I'm gonna have to leave early because we're bringing a meeting to the Bradford up here today. So hopefully hopefully that you know, this is going to be good for me. You know, I know that I can be of help. And that's what's going on with Job. Job's going through this, but it's going to come out. Everything's going to work itself out. You know, maybe somebody out here is watching this stuff and they're questioning, because I've questioned God, like, why was I born? I go through. Well, I go through. That's like an automatic. It's not really an automatic response, but it's a normal response to question God why you was born. Sometimes, like when you're going through it. Sometimes and everybody's going through it's a different level. You know, some people could be homeless on the bridge. Somebody could just wreck their car. You know, it's somebody could be dying of cancer. My grandma's in the nursing home with dementia right now. You know, she could be questioning why she's there. You know, it's just all kind of things that we go through, and everybody's level of going through is different. You know, and how we handle it is what we need to work on. What I work on. You know, like Job has been questioning God a lot, and it's a normal response. He also hasn't really cursed God. He's cursed the day he was born. So it's just a normal. We just got to stay in communication with God. Job stayed in communication with God during all this. See where I was at. I'm gonna go to verse 18. Why? See if I can even see, man. Why then have you brought me out of the... Okay, I've already read that. So we're going to go verse 21. Before I go to the place from which I shall not return, to the land of the darkness and to the shadow of death, a land of darkness itself, as a shadow of death without any order, where even the light is like darkness. So Job is now convinced. The devil has got Job so convinced that he's going to hell. He's telling God he's going to hell. There's many of us out there that's so convinced that we've done so wrong and that we're going through so much anguish on this earth. Some people stick a gun in their mouth and kill themselves and send themselves to hell. You know, there's people that just goes through so much and they can't deal with it, and they curse God. They failed the test. They failed with the thing that they've given into the devil. I've given the devil, man. That's back when, you know, I was going through all these little things, and drugs was my answer, alcohol was my answer. It was covering and washing up all this stuff, trying to hide from God. Trying to hide from God. Sometimes we try to hide from God, or we try to just say screw God. That's the way a lot of us do. I've done it. You know, life gets so bad. That's not what it is, though, man. And then we could end up in hell because we've just decided to turn away from God during hard times. You know, it's been a really rough year, man. It really has been. You know, I lost a really good paying job that I didn't have to put in that many hours to make the money, and now I'm having to work a lot of hours to make it a little bit less. It's not a lot less, but I'm having to put in more hours, so it ends up being a lot less. And you know, now my health, you know, I've got this issue going on. My sugar, trying to regulate it, trying to get it regulated. Finally got my health insurance back, and you know, all this going on though. Like I'm not going to be mad at God. I'm not going to blame God for any of this stuff, because like all this stuff is a tool that's refining me to make me better, to make me a better human being, for me to love and respect and to understand people better. You know, as I'm going through some of this stuff, and it's just a refining pot. I'm being refined, and I'm being taught a lesson, and it's all good. I mean, it's good to go through stuff that's not easy. You know, if everything was easy, then we wouldn't need God. We wouldn't need God. We wouldn't need to talk to Him. We wouldn't need to communicate with Him. So this is a tool for Him to hear from us. He wants to hear from us. You know, He created us, and He wants to hear from us, and He wants us to communicate with Him. And that's all it's about, man. We need to keep our communication with God during the good and the bad times. You know, and I'm just thankful that he has heard my prayers on the devil's been at this country enough, and I hope the next 4 years is going to be better, and we can get some things done, and like the country can get back on track. But our job as Christians aren't done right now. We got to continually pray for our leaders. These new leaders, there's some the thing's been flopped around. There's been some people that's been thrown out of office, and there's new people in office, and we need everybody to come together and fix this. It don't matter whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican, or whether you're Independent, or whether you're Green Party. I don't care what party you're in. I wish they would just do away with the parties. They need to abolish the party system. Everybody should just stand on their own 2 feet as a human being. You know, all this politics and all this we're on this side. Well, no, we don't need to be on. We need to come together as a team. We need Christians in the White House. That's what we need. We need Christian people that believe in God, stand with the values of everybody. That's what we need. We don't need all this craziness going on. All this. We should be paying for people to have their penises turned inside out. We shouldn't be paying for that. If you want to get that done, I've got no problem with you doing that, but you need to pay for it out of your own pocket, or have some insurance that wants to cover it. There shouldn't be nothing we're paying for. You know, so I probably shouldn't have got off on that, but it's on my heart that we need to come together as Christians and put our foot down on what's going on in this country. There's no reason why we should be $1 trillion in debt, man. There's got to be something done about that. Man, they just keep taxing us to death, and it's just that we're being oppressed. We're being oppressed as human beings living in this country, and it shouldn't be like that. It's supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we've been under. They said that the other guy was a dictator. Man, it's been worse, and it was going to get worse. I don't know. All I know is that like I got off track, and I'm sorry for getting off track. I get fired up sometimes, and all I can say is I'm sorry for getting fired up. But I love each and every one of y'all, and I pray that if you're going through it, just pray and get through it. And I'm going to ask all this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.